Hey there! Welcome to episode 5 of Live from Subterranea. We're finally a handful. This episode features a new Binghamton band called Latch and Key. It has some new faces and some familiar faces. It's got some people that comprised Alchemist, Joby and Vija. This is a new project they have going on, and they're going to play a set of new songs, and then they're going to sit down for an interview, and then they're going to battle it out in some thumb wrestling. And if anyone will recall episode 1 with Grown-Ups, Mike Nietzsche came in second place to Kit the Thumb Destroyer, so maybe he can redeem himself a little bit with this one. Alright, enjoy the episode.
invent this story that death is very similar to falling asleep. They're in a better place, we say. Eternal dreamscapes lie ahead. When you go to a funeral to see a body displayed as if it's taking an afternoon nap, all we're really doing is providing a story for our inner child. We are socially incapable of talking about the reality of our demise, and have the audacity to lecture children on what life is about. A life of affliction. Say disconnects in their lives, to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. As a side effect of our social dependency, it can be easy to lose parts of ourselves in the process. We make excuses for others' behavior for fear that they might not love us back anymore. It's only when we learn to speak our truth to one another will we ever be free of the mental prisons we create for ourselves. Slow death! Too much compromise! Try to escape the web of lies! You can't try! Because everybody's got secrets! Everybody's got secrets! Everybody's got secrets! Everybody's got secrets! Straight up! You can't shut your own mind! Every day we lie about how we feel inside. Feel the people we claim to love. No checks outside. Everything you are gets forgotten by time. There's someone that told me the world is full of snakes, full of snakes. But the truth is, you have to make your own mistakes. And in my yearning for something more, I left the devil inside the front door. He'll make you think that's so worthwhile. He won't have one to tell. The devil comes to you with a smile. Leads you down the wrong path. Put your soul inside. Gives you into ashes. And blow away in the wind. That's how I'm laying to stand. Got my blessings on one hand. I'm a man of attack. And I'm taking my nap. And I know too big. Watch my life back on repeat. I'm a man of attack. And I'm taking my back. Gotta serenade through the abyss. Make peace with the man on this. I'm a man of attack. And I'm taking my back. It was a day like any other until that magic esoteric box of wonder arrived from the local electronics retailer. The salesman had boasted the device contained dozens of gigabytes of RAM, a 64-bit microprocessor, and more pixels than you could shake a stick at. Rick didn't know what any of that meant, but he knew he must possess this machine. He saw an exciting TV advertisement to the beat of a rock and roll soundtrack, showcasing its impressive graphics, sound, and the ability to connect to an international network of information, shopping, and entertainment. Give us the reckoning that's true, suspicious of you. Bear your face, the heart to shine. What's the digital one? You're the supplier, and I'm the fee. C-O-C. Let's dance and never ask what. Left so we don't have horizontally downwards. Occasionally other pedestrians would approach Johnny in a similar manner, and neither would be cognizant of the other's existence. Ships in the night. Give us the recognize the truth. Suspicions of you. Bear the face, now hide the shame. March through a digital flood. Let us supply it and all the things turn unseen. Let's dance and never ask one. Left so we don't have to die. Depending on how Johnny felt that day, he could be an adventurer, an intellectual, or an experienced lover. The world was his oyster. He would often take photographs of himself and others who surrounded him during a moment of camaraderie, which he would exchange for social currency to be paid directly into his emotional bank account. Occasionally he would share these experiences with his virtual cohorts and be given a second hit of euphoria. Give us the recognize the truth. Suspicions of you. Bear your face, now hide the shame. March through a digital flood. Let us supply it and all the things turn unseen. Let's dance and never ask one. Left so we don't have to die.
Okay. So I'm here with Latch and Key, who just finished up a set, and thank you guys for playing.
Thank you, man.
Maybe we can start with who you are and what you play in the band.
Sure. I'm Mike Mitra. I play drums in the band.
Andy, I do vocals.
I'm Blazed, and I play bass.
I'm Joby, I play guitar.
And a little bit of vocals.
And then Leah, a little bit.
A little bit of
A
vocals.
little bit of yelling.
All right. Well, I was gonna ask, like, how did this band come about? Like, when did you guys start?
But, like, I don't know. After the pandemic hit, Micha and I were in, or Mike or Micha, I forget what you said your name is so people understand. We were finishing up some stuff for our previous band, Alchemist, and decided we wanted to do sort of like a post-hardcore sort of thing. And started kind of writing some riffs. It was probably, I don't know, May, June. And then we were trying to think of who to ask to join us. And,
They turned them down, so we ended up.
well, we knew Andy would be great with writing low vocals, and then we remembered Blaze also could play bass, so they joined us because they were other people that we were friends with.
We had all kind of played with, like, we played with Blaze years ago for a little bit, just kind of like jamming, having fun.
Mhm.
And we kind of did the same thing with Andy when Andy, he was playing guitar and writing some stuff a few years ago, and Joby and I both played with Andy for a little bit, and so we knew them previously, and, you know, Joby's been friends with Blaze for a while, same with Andy. And I think did I meet you through this project, Andy? I think I did.
We met maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. When
Okay.
I was living in Syracuse, and I was going through like some shit in life, and I came down to like jam with Joby, and then
Yep.
and that's when he introduced me to you.
Yep.
And then we played together a couple times. What was that, like last summer
Yes.
or something? And
Yep.
that was, pretty cool. Just to, like, kind of, I feel like that was kind of the beginning in a way. It's like, oh, like this is what the three of us playing with feels like, and then
Than me.
and this guy jumped in the mix at some point.
I wasn't invited. I just showed up.
All right. Well, I mean, you and Joby had Alchemist. I mean, in some other bands. You guys played in other bands too, or
Not really.
no? Okay.
Yeah, Joby and I played in Alchemist previously. That was a project lasted quite a long,
Yeah.
longest running project for me.
Yeah, because it was only the two of us, and I'm notoriously difficult to work with. So.
Well, when it's a two-piece, that's easy. Because I remember a long time ago, Steve, the drummer and dance drummer, was like, "Kevin, I think we're like the longest-running Binghamton band." I'm like, well, there's only two of us, so it's kind of
It is really easy, exactly.
It
Yeah.
made it a lot easier.
As
Yeah.
soon as you throw two more people's schedules into the mix to coordinate practices and everything like that, it instantly gets more difficult.
Yeah. And him and I worked together, so it was just like,
Yeah.
I know your schedule, you know mine. So it's easy.
You liar! I know you're not working.
Yeah. Exactly. I was gonna ask about like the origin of the Latch and Key. Like, is there any significance in there?
So we were throwing around band names for
Which
a
is
few
such a difficult
months.
topic.
Yeah.
Thing to do.
Yeah, we were throwing around. One of the other ones that was in the top running was
Pickle Patch.
yeah, and it was really close running between Pickle Patch and Latch and Key. No, yeah, the other one was Give Eyes, which ended up being a lyric in the last one that we played today, Digital Flame. Latch and Key came out of the idea that basically like the term latchkey kids.
Mm-hmm.
We all realized that we were all latchkey kids growing up, and I think it was Andy. I wasn't really familiar with what the term latchkey kids was, and Andy explained it to me. And as soon as he explained it, it kind of just made sense for the aesthetic of our sound and how we grew up as kids as well.
Yeah, it's like generationally, just growing up in like working class families. Like, you come home after school, you let yourself in, you figure out what you're gonna do for dinner, you tell yourself whether or not to do your homework, and figure out how you're gonna get to school the next day.
Yeah.
It's like kind of this realization I've had of how much like independence and kind of like you're kind of left to your own devices to figure out like life on your own to a certain degree without any real like good role models.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it'd be a good kind of idea to like write songs around.
Yeah, that's cool.
And obviously, Latchkey was not available, so we figured out the next best thing we could.
There you go. So, really, my last question is just any recording plans, like, that's coming along?
Yeah, we have the 5 songs we played today that we're going to record and release on a short EP. We don't have a date set to record these songs, but we practice once a week, and the songs are now getting to a point where we feel like they're probably ready to be recorded. So yeah, we're probably going to start tracking those. I don't know, maybe within a month or two, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
And you practiced in a recording studio.
We do. Such a shit recording studio. Yeah, no, we practice at abandoned studios, and we that's another thing, like, because we practice in a recording studio, we record our practice sessions, and through that process we refine the songs, and Andy has a chance to be able to refine his lyrics as well. So it's been a lot easier to write these songs through that process. And yeah, so I mean, theoretically we could just release a full practice session, and maybe that's what we'll do.
Yeah, there's probably piles of like demos.
Yes.
But yeah, nothing that's been intentionally made to release.
Right. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. And
Thank you.
you also play in Grown Ups.
Yep.
And in the very first episode,
You're going to give me another chance.
you were humiliated by Kit the Thumb Destroyer.
I was. Let it be known that I let him win.
I wasn't gonna say it, but since it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. So we'll see. We'll see how I fare with this lineup.
No, I just saw Joby wiggle that thumb. So.
I greased mine up, so I'm good to go.
All right.
Oh, that's illegal.
So then we'll be getting to that.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Here we go. Okay.
Go.
Was that it?
I don't. You didn't count.
How do I have to count? Wait. All right.
It's gotta be 3 seconds.
Let's do. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare the song. Weirdly strong thumb, dude. Is that your right hand?
Oh yeah.
No!
Not my dominant.
He shames you. It's not my man.
Alright, so now you two.
Oh, there's a hump.
There's a hump.
Told you.
Who goes against Blaze? Shit.
He's got manly hands.
Got a nice little.
It's the hands that work.
2, 3, 4.
Sticky move. Two, three. Oh, that's it. That's good. Get over here, you. All right. Blaze and Joby. Is he gonna do? Is he gonna take the win for Tater?
Doing it for Tater.
Man, what are you doing?
You freaking grips. Yeah, right? You're twisting her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, big bird.
This is what I want to follow. No, making eye contact. Oh, son of a bitch.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Blaze!
Okay, let go.
You let down Tater. All right.
He's my dog. I win.
How does it feel?
It felt good to have a new dog.
All right. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed episode 5 of Live from Subterranea. The next one, episode 6, is going to have Binghamton Band Boot Knife. And then, let's see here, episode 7 and 8 are going to have Tom Jolu and Shout the Robots. And then we got some filming for episodes 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 coming up soon. So be on the lookout, share everything. Subscribe if you haven't already. Just get the word out there. We're going to start getting some more regional bands from Elmira and Syracuse and Buffalo coming up, so I'm looking forward to that. So, take care.